All right, welcome to Creator Hardware, and this is kind of a busy video. I've got a PC I need to tear down for parts. It's going to be reused in a server, but figured I'd bring you along because, you know, electronics, and well, you'll get to see how nasty this thing is. Now, history on this. This is my original editing gaming PC that I've had for 5 years. This was originally built by NZXT for me. It's had some upgrades since then. It's now a 9900K, and it's got a EVGA For the Win 3 3080 Ti in it. I've added an Elgato capture card. The case is broken, and it's seen better days as far as platform for gaming and streaming, especially the gaming part. It's pretty restricted now with the 9900K. So we're going to also talk about some of the stuff this is going to get utilized in the future. I don't know if it'll come off on camera, but there's damage to my case. Now the clips for this front panel are also all broken. So, you know, that's without it clipping, and I just broke some more. Again, gaming PC, a little nasty. Having a bunch of cats and dogs does not help. Now the parts I'm planning on reusing, obviously the graphics card will go into something else. Obviously, I'm going to keep the power supply. Now the power supply is an 850 watt, I believe, from NZXT. I had some problems with that power supply in this PC because of the transient spikes that tend to happen with the 3080 series. It would power cycle for me. So if I overclocked it at all, it would shut off. But it's a good ATX power supply for something like a server. The reason for this teardown is this is my old gaming capture / streaming PC, and I built a new one. So you can go check that out. It's already on the channel, but let's go over the components I was able to pull out of this PC, and we'll be reusing some of them in a new Proxmox server that I'll be building on this channel. So if you want to watch that, get subscribed. Now, first off, RIP EVGA. This is a 3080 Ti. Great card. I could not get a water block for it because it's a unique board design, and well, that's why I didn't reuse it in the new PC, because I couldn't get a water block and it physically will not fit in that case with a pump in it. So when I built the new PC, I put the 4K capture card from Elgato out of my editing PC in that. I rarely capture on that PC and I don't have a camera set up on that one, so I put that in there. I'll go ahead and be putting that back into my editing PC at some point in case I need to add a capture on that one for camera. Now, the platform is a Hero Maximus. It's a 9900K processor. I've got 32 gigs of RAM, really nice motherboard. I was also able to recover both of my Samsung 1 terabyte drives. Now I've got 2 terabytes of NVMe that I can use elsewhere. Now I was also able to harvest the hard drives. These are just conventional hard drives or compute drives from Seagate. One's an 8 terabyte, one's a 4 terabyte. The data on this is already backed up to my NAS, so I'm not real worried about the data that's on here. It's also backed up onto my editing PC, so this stuff is elsewhere. So it gives me 2 drives to put in for, you know, like operating systems or whatever for the Proxmox server if I decide to go that way. Some of the other kind of useful stuff I got was this USB hub. Now it's powered by Molex, which is a little but nice little USB hub. That'll probably come in handy some point. USB 2.0 to USB 2.0 header, so that might come in handy at some point. Couple SATA wires, which, you know, who cares about? They're cheap. But I was also able to harvest fan extensions. These can be worth your weight in gold, especially in a server chassis because, well, a lot of length. I recovered 320 millimeter just airflow fans, as well as 3 high pressure fans that came off the water cooler, the AIO. Now for me, 120 fans are kind of, well, gold, because I think everything else I've got right now, other than one Lee & Lee fan, is 140. And I did get one 140 as well, but most server chassis don't accept 140s. And yeah, little ooh. Every time I took the front cover off to clean it, it broke a little more. That's why I didn't clean it a lot. Now the all-in-one liquid cooler here is out of a warranty. It still cooled fine, but in a server it won't work because it has to have the cam software to really control it. If you don't have the software, it may not, you know, go to full speed. It may stay at slow speed. It may stay, you know, loud all the time. But it's old, and if you can hear it's low on coolant. So this is going to go to the trash more than likely, simply because it's old and it's seen better days. Not to mention it's, you know, really dusty. The last and most important thing I got was another power supply. If you haven't been noticing, power supplies have gotten stupid expensive. And this one is, you know, I don't remember who the OEM is on these. As long as I didn't try to overclock my 3080, it did fine. So it'll get reused in a server at some point. When I had the PC built, they had sent me the whole bag of extra connectors. So I've got all that stuff, whether I need more SATA connections or whatever. I shouldn't though. Look for the Proxmox build coming soon, but it'll be a 9900K probably. It says it's a 9900K. As long as the iGPU still works, we should be up and running on that one as soon as I get a new case in. So gotta harvest parts and reuse and recycle. So that's what we're doing. So thanks for watching. This is Creator Hardware.